Getting an interview in the UAE right now is incredibly difficult. You have spent hours optimizing your CV. You have beaten the AI applicant tracking system. You outlasted 500 other desperate applicants. And now you're finally sitting across the table for the hiring manager. And here is the hard truth that nobody tells you. Your CV gets you in the room, but the interview technique gets you the offer. Most job seekers walks into an interview room terrified. They treat the process like a police interrogation. They sit rigidly, waiting for the questions to be fired at them, hoping they just guess the right answer. If that is your strategy in 2026 job market, you are going to lose. You will lose to the candidate who knows how to flip the script, take control of the room, and turn an interrogation into a strategic business conversation. Today, I'm going to give you the HR director's playbook. I'm going to show you exactly how to close the deal. Welcome back. I'm Dr. HR. If you have been following my strategies or if you have already used Namaste.ai, you are getting matches. The spotlight is now on you. But the game changes the moment you sit in that chair. Hiring manager in Dubai and Abu Dhabi are exhausted. They are interviewing 10 people a day. They are looking for the reasons to say yes so they can go back to their actual jobs. Here are 3 advanced psychological interview techniques to ensure you are absolute easiest yes they give all week. Point 1. The 90-second halo effect. The psychological study shows that the human being makes a subconscious decision about a person within the first 90 seconds of meeting them. In HR, we call this the halo effect. If you start strong, the interviewer will view all your subsequent answers through a positive, forgiving lens. If you start weak, you will spend the next 45 minutes trying to dig yourself out of a hole. How do you trigger the halo effect? You completely dominate the first question they ask. Tell me about yourself. A biggest mistake you can make here is reciting your CV chronographically. They have your CV they can read. Instead, you are going to present past and future formula. Present. Start with a high impact statement about who you are right now. Right now, I'm an ambitious operational professional specializing in supply chain efficiencies. Past. Give them 1 or 2 highlight real achievement that proves your competence. Before this, I developed my skill at company where I successfully streamlined their logistics network and cut delivery delay by 20%. Future, the hook. This is where you seal the deal. Tie your trajectory directly to their open role. And what brings me here today is my desire to bring that specific expertise to the expansion project you mentioned in the job description. Keep it is sharp, it is relevant, and it instantly position yourself as a peer, not a beggar. The star dash T method. You probably already heard and know about the star method for answering behavioral question like tell me about a time you overcame a challenge, a situation, a task, a action, a result. It's a good framework, but good doesn't get you a 30% hike in 2026. Top tier candidate add a T at the very end. Tie back. Most candidates finish their story at the result and just stop talking, leading to an awkward silence. A master interviewer uses the tie back to explicitly connect their past success to the employer's future ROI. Here is how it sounds, and because I successfully implemented that software under the budget, the result. I am incredibly confident I can bring that exact same efficiency to the new CRM migration your team is planning in Q3. The tie back. Do you see what just happened? You did the heavy lifting for them. You forced the hiring manager's brain to stop thinking about your past and start visualizing you actively solving their current problem. Point 3. The reverse interview at the end of the 45 minutes. The hiring manager will close their notebook and look at you and ask, do you have any question for us? Saying no at this will break everything. You answered everything is a fatal error. It shows a complete lack of curiosity and a strategic thinking. But this is not the time to ask about the lunch breaks, the working hours, or how quickly you can get promoted. This is your final opportunity to prove you are already thinking like a high level employee. You need to ask a question that flips the dynamics. Ask, what is the biggest, most urgent challenge the person in this role will need to solve in their next 90 days? Looking back a year from now, what metric tells you that you are hired? An absolutely perfect person for this job. How does this specific department success tie into broader goal of the company this year? These questions are powerful. They demonstrate extreme ownership. They show you care about the company's bottom line, not just your paycheck. The Namaste.ai edge, of course, you can only deploy these elite interview techniques if you actually get the interview. And if you are still relying on traditional job boards where you are just one PDF in a stack of 1,000, you are wasting your time. This is why we built Namaste.ai. We shifted the paradigm from searching to matching. When you create a profile on our platform, our AI analyzes your deep skill DNA. You don't just look at your past title, we match your underlying competencies directly with the employers who desperately need them. When you get an interview through Namaste.ai, you aren't a cold applicant. You are entering the room as a highly compatible, pre vetted match. An interview is not a test, it is a business meeting between two equals to see if there is a mutual fit. Go in with the confidence, use the present, past, future framework, nail your tie back, and ask strategic question. Your question plan for today. Write down 3 of your best career stories using star T method. Practice them out loud in front of a mirror until they sound like a natural conversation. Stop spraying your CV into the void. Go to namaste.ai, upload your resume, and let our matching engine put you in the right interview room. If this video gives you an edge, hit that subscribe button. For daily UAE career secrets, resumes, hacks, and legal updates, make sure you are following me on Instagram at Namaste AI Careers. I'm Dr. HR. Stay focused, stay professional, and I'll see you at the top.